Welcome back. Getting fit, making connections, and healing all at the same time. Task Force 20 does all that and more for local veterans. And Jason Graven is here this afternoon talking more about the organization. An upcoming event it is hosting later on. It's coming up this Sunday, isn't it, Jason?
Correct.
Let's talk about, welcome, let's talk about Task Force 20. You started it a few years ago, and the premise was beautiful. Explain what it was.
So we fund physical fitness activities for veterans. The goal is to get veterans off the couch, away from drugs and alcohol, back into a healthy and active lifestyle.
And what started that was you saw that there's a lot of suicides among veterans because you're a veteran yourself. You come back from being in the military and you just kind of feel like you're adrift. You're in your own little silo and you just go down that path. And I love what you came up with to encourage others to work out. And by doing so, you socialize with other veterans. Hey, where do you serve? The whole thing. And me, I've seen it myself in the gym, and it's a beautiful thing. And it seems to be going really well for you. Tell me more about how many veterans you're helping here.
So since 2016, we've helped roughly 350 veterans, and we average about 115 to 130 a year.
How do you put into words about what it's like to get out of service and feel alone like that?
I don't know that there are words to cover it, to be honest. And with the declining enlistment numbers and everything else, it gets harder and harder to find those others in the community that understand the issues you're going through during that transition. It's those who understand it and have been through it and have navigated it are the ones who can best help. But if you don't know where to look or you're not connected to the community, people tend to isolate. And
plus your generation too, during the Desert Storm and battles like that. I mean, we were at war for over 20 years, and a lot of people in the Guard, in active, were serving multiple tours, which it just seems, in fact, Vietnam was a one-year tour, unless you re-upped. World War II was an exception to that, of course, because you didn't know when you're going to come home. But with your guys, you'd go, you'd come back and get reacclimated and get your head straight, and all of a sudden, you have to go back again and leave your family. It's just tough on everyone.
Right, and the services have done a really good job over the years of their transitional services. So the military is going to give you 5 months, really, to train you how to be a soldier, sailor, Marine, what have you. But then you're only going to get a few weeks to be trained how to come back and be a civilian again. And when you're in the military, you have a very strict regimen. You know what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, who's going to tell you to do it, and how to do it. And then you come back and you're left with all this freedom, and nobody's telling you to do anything. And that is much more of a transition than what people would expect it to be.
Where are we with veterans' mental health? How are we with suicides now? Are we even making a dent in that at all?
Yes. So, most people know the number 22. That's based off the 2013 suicide report. According to the 2014 VA suicide report, we are down to 17.5 per day, which is entirely too many.
Yeah. And
just in Ohio here alone, in 2022, we had 232 veteran suicides.
I want to mention that the resource fair, Veterinary Resource Fair, is coming up this Sunday in downtown Whitehouse. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so with our 5K that we have every year, we pair it with a veteran resource fair named after Gavin Smith.
A good friend of both of us.
Correct. A Marine who took his own life. And we invite veteran nonprofits, veteran-owned businesses to come in and talk about what resources they provide, because as an organization, we understand that we're not going to be the end-all be-all for every veteran. But if we don't know what these other organizations are doing and somebody comes to us and we don't point them in these other organizations' direction, it's a huge disservice to that veteran. So it's important for us to know what these other organizations have going on.
So if I'm a veteran, I'm watching this, you want us to come down and mingle around and meet others and also see what information's out there?
Correct. Correct. And maybe participate in the 5K as well.
Okay. Congratulations to you, Jason. You were elected or voted into the Ohio Veterans Hall of Fame. Congratulations to you for that.
Thank you.
Well deserved, because what you've done for veterans and your own military career, I salute you, sir. Well done. Thanks so much. Veterans Resource Fair coming up on Sunday in downtown Whitehouse.